Twitch, and YouTube, two platforms at once. It's the Big Bigfoot.
Hey, it's Schmix, and you are listening to.
The third floor.
It
And it,
is February 18th, 2021. And how are you doing today, Nick?
dude, I'm good. We're on
Nick on
episode 20
Twitch.
on Twitch. On Twitch, man. I have moved over to Twitch from YouTube, not YouTube gaming, just YouTube exclusively, and it's been a good move. And no, I'm doing really good. I'm doing like super good actually, like, super good. I'm in the Schmix mix. And I'm just chilling.
In the Schmix Mix. That's good, man. Right
Let's
on.
go.
Um, I know it's a little bit different today, but we're actually on Twitch, so if it sounds a little bit different on YouTube, that's why we're trying something new and putting it on a live uh, platform to see how that goes. We've never tried it before. It's our first rip. So I'm new to OBS. The audio levels could be weird. The visuals look a little bit strange with the gray paneling, but we'll fix that up. We thought we'd just go for it and try it and see what
See how it
happens.
goes.
Yeah. And so yeah, Nick will let you know like if you hear something in chat. Maybe you'll explain that a bit better.
Yeah, dude, I got chat open as well. So, I'm just, I'll keep my eyes open. And we got a lot to talk about tonight, I think.
Yeah. So if somebody brings something up in chat, if you're listening to us like a while from now as a recording, that's why it might sound weird. We're actually interacting if somebody comes and wants to talk about something in the chat. So if that happens, that's why.
That's it. So tonight we're covering a lot of things going on. I think the big one, is the Nintendo Direct that happened on February 17th, 2021. And like the impact that it had. We're talking
Yeah.
about that. And then we're going to talk about some games we're playing and some other stuff we got written down. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a good one, truthfully.
Yeah, keeping it chill. As far as Nintendo Direct, I know that Nick probably knows a bit more about it. I just kind of looked at the highlights and stuff. I didn't actually watch it all the way through, whereas Nick, it sounds like you pretty much watched it, eh?
I
What
watched
is your thing, Breeze?
the entire 3 minutes of it. Like I think I missed. Oh no!
I think your Wi-Fi might be freezing up. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're good. We're back. Fixed it.
Okay,
Good.
the frame rate might get choppy, but it's all right.
Good. Sorry,
All good.
I fixed it.
Okay,
Internet problems. Sorry, internet problems.
all good.
Yeah, no, the Nintendo Direct was not great. I don't think it was great.
Yeah, I looked through all the highlights and I didn't see any games I was really interested in. There's no news for Metroid Prime 4, which is a game I actually care about for Nintendo. A game you care about, like Animal Crossing. There was no big news.
No, nothing we didn't already know.
Yeah, so there wasn't really too much news to really talk about, but I guess we're talking about what there's not to talk about. So do you want me to start with kind of a few thoughts I had on like Metroid?
Yeah, dude, you go ahead, and then I'm gonna pull up a list of the games that were announced. But go ahead and talk about Metroid.
Sure. So I'll try to make it brief. I always rant about Metroid, but it's kind of like my second love. It's a similar game to Halo. It's like you got this bounty hunter that's Samus, very similar to Master Chief. It's kind of this killing machine. And so I care about this franchise. I've been waiting for Metroid Prime 4 for so long. And when it got announced, 2018, I think it was, at E3, of course, everyone's pumped, everyone's fired up, and now we still have no news 2021 Nintendo Direct in February. So that was pretty disappointing. I wanted to get a little bit of news, but at the same time, they're a studio that is working through COVID, so I can understand why there's no real news. But I've been actually, I haven't told you yet, Nick, but I've been watching like tons of Metroid Prime like retrospectives, watching a bunch of like stuff on the original trilogy, and it just like made me want to play it. So I ended up playing a bit of it this week, just to get hyped up, and then here there was no news. So I kept my expectations low, but I really just want to see like what they end up doing. Like if they can bring, like the GameCube, you had games that came out, Prime 1 2002, Prime 2 2004, and Prime 3 2007, and like imagine a game like that in 2021. Imagine it in 2025. Maybe that's when they're going to release it. I really want to see what it looks like, and we have no news on it. So I was a little disappointed about that, but I'm just a Metroid fan kid, so what can I say?
I don't think you're gonna see it until February 2020, or not February. Sorry, I don't think you're gonna see it until 2023 at the minimum.
Yeah.
I think there's E3 this year. Nintendo usually doesn't do E3; they do their own thing. They just do a bigger press conference.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably give us a small teaser. They'll probably do like a little bit of like, hey, we're working on it, and then it'll probably be like coming out in fall 2022, and then they'll be like, just kidding, push back to 2023.
Yeah. I think
My
that's
earliest guess.
that's probably a pretty good estimate, and that's why I try not to get my hopes up. But of course, when you're digesting Metroid stuff and you're like, it'd be so cool. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Halo Infinite. It's like I can hope all I want, but it's not going to really make the game come out any sooner. So
Yeah, right. You can hope and hope and hope, but it's just gonna come out when it comes out. And I'd rather them like, as someone that's not even a Metroid guy, I still want them to take all the time in the world so it's good when it comes out. Because I don't want you to wait all this time and then Metroid's like,
yeah, they've made some weird spin-off games. They've dabbled in places they shouldn't. So I agree. Just let it bake. I guess that's all we can do. But instead of talking about the negatives, we're all about plus vibes here in the Schmix Mix. So let's talk about all the games they did talk about. So
All
did
right.
you end up getting a list there?
I got the list. I'm gonna kind of sort this into like I'll just do an A and B, or I'll do an A, B, and C. Here's games like on the list that are like C tier for me. They're like meh. Like Neon White. I'm not gonna remember what all these are, but I can remember what I've seen in them. It's like DC superhero girls. Doesn't look great. Neon White is a C tier. Like, Capcom Arcade Stadium. Like, a bunch of these games don't look great. Knockout City is literally like dodgeball. That looks cool, but like it's EA, so you know it's gonna be microtransactions at the ass. So like C.
Big time.
And then games like Saga Frontier. I've never heard of it. It's apparently getting remastered. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection is coming out. Like again, games. I've never really heard of these. I know what Ninja Gaiden is, but like someone out there is huge for that. But like chances are you're gonna play that on your Xbox. You're gonna play it on your PS4.
Yeah.
When I want Nintendo to give me, or PS5, I guess. When Nintendo does a direct, I want cool things. So like here's some B tier games actually I think are pretty interesting. You've got Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Pyrrha and Mythra join the Smash Brothers. Like that's pretty cool. It's gonna be out in DLC coming out in March. You've got games like The Outer Wilds, Famicom Detective Club, Legend of Mana, Monster Hunter's Rise, Mario Golf, new game of that. Games like that. Plants vs Zombies. That's like a B tier.
What a classic.
Honestly, big classic.
Isn't it weird to think that that's a classic now?
Right?
We're
It's
getting
weird.
old.
And it's called Plants vs Zombies Battle for the Neighborville Complete Edition. Like that's cool, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's gonna be. I'm not even gonna talk about every game on here, but here's the games I think they're like A tier. Like, these are actually pretty cool. Splatoon 3, that's dropping sometime next year. That's pretty cool for some people. Not me. You've got Hyrule Warriors. Again, I'm not playing it, but it's like a big Switch game. So that's getting an expansion pass. Hades is getting a physical release. I don't know why you'd want that. Just buy it on the eStore.
No kidding.
Star Wars Hunters. They didn't give us much about it. I think it's an RPG, or an MMORPG. So that's kind of cool.
Cool.
They hyped up something called Project Triangle Strategy. It's like it looks kind of like it's like a 2D, but like an HD 2D Fire Emblem kind of looking thing.
Okay.
Miitopia is like Mii graphics, like from the Wii, and you're doing like this RPG. Actually looks kind of cool. I'm kind of into it. And then you've got stuff like Tales from the Borderlands. That's going to drop on the Switch. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good.
And then you've got stuff like Fall Guys coming to the Switch. That's pretty big.
Yeah, that'll help.
Not people playing it right now, but that's pretty big. And then you've got like two really, really cool things. I already mentioned Splatoon, but so I guess one more cool thing. You've got Legend of Zelda HD Skyward Sword. I don't care. And it drops July 16th with themed Joy-Cons. That's big for some people, not me. Skyward Sword and Zelda. I mean, whatever. It's gonna be cool. I wish they would have remastered the other one for the Wii, Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
that
no
would
kidding.
have been a very cool remaster. That would
Yeah,
be cool.
I think people are a lot more interested in that. Like,
Yeah.
I have Twilight Princess for Wii, and yeah, if that got a nice HD remaster, like I would actually think about getting a Switch even before Metroid Prime 4 comes out.
Right? Well, I actually trolled my girlfriend because I called her and I was like, "Hey, cool news! Skyward Sword is getting a remaster," and she was like, cool. And I was like, oh, like you're not excited because I had them switched. I thought she loved Skyward Sword and didn't like Twilight Princess, but it was flipped. So then I texted her,
Probably
being
like
like, oh,
everyone
I
else.
meant like Twilight Princess, and she's like, that's getting a remaster, and I was like, no, no, no. I just, that's what I thought.
Wow, that is an absolute
So I
heartbreaker right
trolled.
there.
I trolled.
That's tough.
Yeah, that was a bit of a pooper. But I mean, that's cool. I feel like they're remastering that one first, so they can be like, look at the cool motion controls. Wow, remember how you used a Joy-Con for this or a nunchuck for this? Now you can use two Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
But they also give you button support, so that's pretty cool. So it's gonna be cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's good. Like, there's a lot of with Nintendo is like kind of those really strange strategy games or RPGs or things that are kind of like top-down games. So,
Mhm.
I mean, anything that looks like Fire Emblem, anything that's gonna try something out of the box, that's pretty Nintendo of them. Um, but they still need to get some titles on there, like Borderlands. Uh, that's a good call.
Yep.
What about Apex? Is Apex
Oh,
on
yes.
Switch?
Sorry, that was the other one I wanted to drop. It's
Oh,
actually
okay.
not on this list, which is very strange. Apex Legends is coming to Switch in the summer, and I think that's pretty cool. I think that's really, really cool because currently you just have Fortnite. If you want to play a free-to-play shooter, you got Fortnite,
Yeah.
which is fun. I've got a few wins actually on Switch, pretty cool. But I think having Apex on there, and it, again, should be cross-platform, so that's really cool. That's
Yeah.
a really, really cool thing because I don't think we'll ever see Apex Mobile. I don't think it would work,
Yeah.
but
It just doesn't have the right engine for it.
No.
It's like trying to play Titanfall on your phone. Like, really?
it's not gonna work.
Seems strange.
But having on the Switch, like you can put that on the dock, grab your Pro controller, get into the free Nintendo Switch app, and you're good to go. It's really cool to me. But I'm not gonna confirm this, but I believe you'll still need to buy Nintendo Switch Online, which is kind of crappy.
Yeah.
I think it's only like $30 for a year, so it's not terrible. But it's still like, oh, like it's a free to play game. I don't know. Actually, you know what? No, ignore that because you can play Fortnite for free. So no,
So you might be good to go.
I think you should be good to go. I
Nice.
think. I guess only time will tell. But I think it's really cool. You can play Apex on your Switch. You can you can go. Weird example, but you can go camping. And most campsites have Wi-Fi now. You can play
Yeah.
Apex when you're camping.
Yeah, you can be a
pretty-
total nerd right in your tent, man. Just let her
Honestly.
rip.
And I think that's pretty cool. I think it's a really, really cool thing they're doing, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool to play that mobile. Or not mobile, but like on the Switch.
I would love it if they had like a little Switch, like, hey, play this on the Switch, get a free Fuse skin. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
nothing
like
like
if you could
nothing
link your
like
account.
legendary, just like slightly different.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Or like a little badge. That'd be kind of cool. I think it's like more incentive.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll play a game on it. Why not?
I have an idea, and if you don't want to do it, that's fine too. But
Yeah.
now that we're talking about Apex, I was wondering maybe we should talk about like our thoughts. Like if we were going to switch gears on to something else, we could talk about what we think of the new Apex season. We've
Ooh.
played a little bit of it. Like I haven't played a ton, but like we played enough that we could like probably give our 2 cents
Dude,
about
let's
it.
do it. But before we rip to that, I just want to quickly add more to the Nintendo thing.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Before I'm into switching to that. What I think Nintendo should have done is at least given us one big project. Like, yes, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is big, but like that's already coming out. Be like, hey, we're working on a new Pokemon. We already know they're working on Breath of the Wild, so it'd be like, I guess Splatoon 3 is the big thing, but because it doesn't interest me, I don't think it's huge. They did say we're gonna get news about Breath of the Wild this year, but I'm like, dude, give me more Pokemon. Give me Animal Crossing news. Like that was a bit disappointing. We're about to hit the 1 year mark of Animal Crossing, so I want to get like, give me some cool thing. They're flagship titles,
Yeah.
I feel like I want to know what they're working on. I feel
Yeah.
like they could have definitely teased some stuff because they're for sure working on all those things.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting time because, in one respect, it's like, oh, it's we're in a pandemic, so I don't know if these studios can work on this. But then on the other hand, it's like, what a great time to be releasing games when that's what people need to be entertained and to have different content to stream and play. So I think there is kind of an interesting balance where I wonder if Nintendo would push hard enough, like some other developers, to get some stuff up.
I think it'd be really cool.
Like I don't know who Nintendo's main developers are for a lot of their main series. It's always changing, so I'm really not up to date on that. But I know if you have a bunch of publishers like EA, for instance, putting out a bunch of games, usually with EA you're going to get microtransactions, and there's more disappointment there than just being like, hey, we got a game in the oven. It'll be out by December 2021. It'll be sick. Definitely need that kind of stuff. I just don't know enough about Nintendo, I guess.
Nintendo's always elusive and they're always mysterious. Like I think most companies are like, hey, we're working on it, a triple A game here. But Nintendo's like, we either are working on Metroid or we're not going to say we're working on. Like they're very odd about that. Like we know they're working on Metroid, but we don't know anything about it. Or I feel like when Borderlands 3 before it got announced, Take-Two Interactive was like, hey, we're working on a very big game from one of our lead publisher studios. So people were like, yeah, it's Borderlands. Like, that's obvious.
Yeah.
That's a duh. But I feel like Nintendo didn't give you any tidbits. And I guess they can afford to because, like, that's their thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, at least they're very different than the Sony versus Microsoft kind of console war. So that's kind of nice. They can just be their own thing.
Yeah, they're in their own groove, and I don't think anyone's going to knock that out. Like, if they dropped a PSP tomorrow, it wouldn't even compete. It wouldn't even...
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
Wouldn't compete,
Yeah. So is that all the Nintendo
but yeah,
Direct?
like you said, let's switch some gears over to Apex.
Yeah, as far as Nintendo Direct, that's all I really have to say. I didn't want to cut you off by saying Apex, but is that?
No, let's make the switch.
Okay. So I guess I just have some questions. I'm pretty, literally, last night we were playing and I didn't even know how to crawl up things. I didn't know you could. I've been playing Apex for however long since it's come out.
Years.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just thought you had to just press A, spam it. So anyway, that's how much of a noob I am. I pick up a Volt, I pick up an R99, and I just spray and I just go for kills because I'm an FPS player. But I just wanted to hear your perspective, Nick. How have you seen the progression of the different seasons, and how does this one match up? Is it worth getting the battle pass? Maybe that's the big question.
It's interesting you ask that because I'm someone that usually buys the battle pass. So at a base level, if you like Apex Legends and you want cosmetics, buy the battle pass. That's pretty simple. But based on what I've seen of the battle pass, and I know some of my friends have bought it, I'm like, nothing really jumps out at me as being super cool this season. I know when Revenant dropped in season 4, that is when we were into it. That was the season we were into it, and I loved it so much, and I loved the battle pass skins, and I bought the battle pass for that one and the next one because I was like, no brainer. So as someone that's played every season either heavily or moderately, I think the season's pretty good. I think Fuse is broken and he's in for a nerf.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I haven't even touched him. Yeah, I think he's in for a nerf. I haven't touched him yet because he's going to get nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'll play him after he's done being nerfed.
After you know what the real mechanics will be with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people maining him on Twitch, and it's kind of like with the MP5 in Cold War. People will probably still use Fuse after the transition into a big nerf because people would be just used to those ults and used to how it works. So there'll probably be some diehard Fusers, which is cool. I like the character idea.
Yeah, me too. I really do. He's a very cool explosive base character, which we haven't seen yet. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think there's enough map variation going on now too. Yes. I don't know what all the names of them are, but every time I boot up, it feels very different, and that helps a lot. I remember when it was just constantly on whatever the first map was called,
King's Canyon.
King's Canyon. I would constantly load it up, and I'm like, man, it's a battle royale. It's the same map, and it was kind of that dread. Whereas now, there's a lot. I don't know what the other maps are called, but I know one's World's Edge, and you can get those in matchmaking. I love that. I love that. Yeah. You're not just playing on the same turf all the time.
Yeah, last night we played on Horizon, World's Edge, King's Canyon. We didn't play World's Edge. We played Horizon, I keep saying World's Edge. We didn't play World's Edge. We played the other maps: Horizon, King's Canyon, and then the new explosive King's Canyon they've got with Fuse.
Yeah.
And we played for probably 2.5 hours, and I didn't feel bored of the maps one bit. These are all sick. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it definitely helps. So for me, I'm not even a big Apex player, but if I'm gonna pick a season, it's gonna be ones that there's enough maps. I think last season they had this map. I just wasn't on the radar as far as playing it, but
yeah,
it helps me at least. I'm like a BR hater in a lot of ways, so I kind of the only BR I'm interested in is the battle rifle. So fire. I think I stole that from a tweet Halo made a while back. But yeah, for a hater, I like a season where there's different maps. It's like if I was going to play Warzone, it would be nice if I could select different maps. But,
right. But you can't.
Yeah, and that's just from an arena FPS player. It's just what I'm used to, I guess.
Right. and I actually really dig this season. Again, Fuse is nice. The new map changes are nice. Like the new loot crates that blow up. They're not like loot crates you get items like cosmetics from. They're like shipping containers you blow open. And I think it's really cool. I think it's a really cool system. I like it. I like the way the map is. Things feel good. The guns feel good. I think the new 3030 isn't great in my opinion. After using it, again, I don't play Apex often. I could be way off the mark on that, but I don't think it's great.
Yeah, I've
In
used it a
my
couple
humble
times, and it just
opinion.
feels like a slightly stronger G7 Scout without
Yeah.
the the rate of fire. So, not my thing. I pick a G7 up like 9 times out of 10 before I'd pick that up.
Yeah, I agree. I really like it because I like cowboy rifles. Like the reason I have a gun license, I have a pal to get a cowboy gun, and I'm not gonna buy one now. But that was why I got it in the first place because I wanted to buy a lever action repeater.
Yeah, like
So
I
I
think
really like them.
so. It's weird that's probably gonna get a buff, and Fuse is gonna get a nerf.
Yeah,
Is probably what's gonna happen.
I think the fire rate on it is good. The ammo capacity is fine. I think it needs a slight damage buff, not even much, maybe like 10,
Yeah.
12%.
Just a bit more damage. Yeah, that's all I thought too. Like the gun itself is so cool, but you don't want to use a like it's bad when there's a gun that's cool, but you don't want to use it because it's underpowered compared to what else you could use.
Yep.
It's a shame.
It is like it's gotten to the point now where like I'll almost take a wingman over that.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a huge wingman guy.
Yeah.
I miss the Prowler though. That's something I don't like with the season. The Prowler only comes from loot crates now, like the one of the sky ones.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's my favorite gun. I miss the Prowler a lot.
that's too bad. Like that's a
But
burst, right?
it's the 5 round burst sub, yeah.
Yeah, it's an
It's
interesting one.
weird.
It
Yeah,
kind
I
of
like
looks
that a lot.
like it looks like a Halo assault rifle in a lot of ways, just with like the digital ammo counter. If we're talking about the same gun.
Yeah, we are.
So yeah, I like the way it fired. It's kind of out in the memory bank that I've forgotten about. My weapons are like SMGs. I just like close range stuff, just because I rush. But
I
the
agree with
Volt
you.
once again is just nasty. I mean,
The Volt I think is still busted. It's so good.
yeah, it's kind of the MP5 of this game. You get your hands on a Volt, and like honestly, I could go Volt and R99 and just run around
You're
and
good.
spray. And honestly, the range is still good enough to use. You can use it range, and if you just spray a little burst out at a mountain, like you'll probably get some hit markers.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you, and it's a good gun. It really is. I feel like LMGs are big right now. Devotion, Spitfire.
Yeah.
Not the L Star, but I feel like Devotion and Spitfire everywhere, and they're quite good.
Yeah, if you get a turbocharger on a Devotion, you're looking real
You're
good
looking
this season.
pretty.
Yeah.
So I think Apex in a whole is in a good spot. I think it's fun. In fact, I'd be down to play it after this.
Yeah. The crossplay I think is a big thing too. Like
Big time.
I haven't really looked at the numbers. I don't know the population size, but I would imagine that like maybe not competitive scene, but as far as the social scene, like it's probably so big for the population to get people playing with their PlayStation buds on Xbox, and PC players can play with all us lowly console players now. So
Yeah, right.
that's a very nice thing. I like what they did with the MCC when they did that, and love to see it in Apex too.
And you know what's interesting? I can't find the tweet, but I remember Googling it once. I Googled, like, is Apex Legends crossplay? And I remember seeing a tweet from the developers being like, no, our servers are not crossplay, and we don't have any plans to make them crossplay. And I was
Silly.
like, oh, what the hell?
That's some Sony stuff, dude.
Yep. And then they're like, just kidding, we'll make it crossplay. You know what Apex needs, though? Really quickly,
What?
quick tangent. They need a feature that lets you log out and log back in. I'm really annoyed because I joined my Twitch Prime account to somehow to a different Apex Legends account, so all the Twitch Prime skins I get aren't on my Xbox. I'm like, this is stupid.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a troubleshoot that they should probably get on. You should
Yeah.
send a nice angry Karen email, and just
Oh.
absolutely let them rip.
Half caps, half not caps. Yeah.
Yeah, have some full caps in there. But on the real, hopefully that gets sorted out. It'd be nice to take all those skins and like if it's in a cache or something for that one profile you have, and just say, hey, can I like move this stuff over here where I
clearly
actually play?
have them. Yeah, because like my PlayStation, if I log in right now, has all the Apex Prime gaming skins. I got them all.
Yeah.
That have most of them.
You'll just
I
have to
think I
play
got
on
all the ones
PlayStation.
after crypto. Yep, but I don't want to. I really don't want to.
You have to
So,
hop in the Discord for audio chat. I guess we can
Honestly.
do game chat, but
I play because it's like
oh, Wi-Fi's breaking up again.
because
Sorry,
the people
your Wi-Fi
people are
broke
like,
up again.
What
I
does
missed
my
it.
character do? Oh, I said I like playing on PlayStation because I'm like level 4, so I dump on people. So like I got like 12 kills last game. I played because people are like, what does my character do? And I'm like, bah.
That's crazy.
So
Well,
it's fun.
that or people on PlayStation are just really bad. I'm just
Let's
kidding,
go
dude.
let's go with the first one.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, dude. I remember there's always that debate about like, oh, is Call of Duty harder on Xbox or harder on PlayStation? It's like, dude, there's nerds
Same
everywhere.
thing.
What do you mean hard? It just now that everything's skill-based matchmaking, it's just hard everywhere.
It's hard on
So
PC, first of all.
yeah, no kidding. I used to
Master
play
Race.
some Apex on PC and I just gave up. I was like, this is too much,
It's insane, dude.
too tough.
It's insane.
Yeah,
Not for me.
because we're
Not
just
a PC guy.
yeah, like I'm just not used to using those kind of controls all the time. So
No.
I'll stay on the sticks.
I'll stay on the sticks. We're up and long, you know?
The only time I really use keyboard and mouse is like, it feels really nice for like Cold War and games that I can just plug it into my Xbox and use keyboard and mouse there.
M&K.
Yeah, that or Destiny on PC is fun too, just with the keybinds and stuff. But my PC is such a potato that it doesn't run it that well. So
No.
that's why I run it on Xbox. And rip there.
I could
Um,
not do any PC gaming, dude. I'm bad at it.
It's weird that you're into RPGs so hard. Man, did I struggle
Yeah.
on ESO this morning. Jeepers.
Oh, I love RPGs, man. It's my World of Warcraft roots. Looking back on it, a few years ago, I bought a car, like an old used car, and I should have bought a gaming PC. Because the car I just sunk money into and then sold for like $300, you know?
Yeah,
So I should have got a gaming PC. And if I won a gaming PC or something, my Twitch channel would be specifically streaming World of Warcraft. That's it.
nice. Fair enough, man.
Because I love World of Warcraft. It's
Yeah,
just
you're
my
a
favorite
big
game.
WoW guy.
Yep, I actually have. You can't see it, but like over here, I have like a 600-page book, and it's like a collection of 4 different World of Warcraft books.
Nice.
I love them. I love reading the lore. I love watching the cinematics. I still now will watch cinematics. I don't know what's going on because I have the story,
Yeah.
but I miss it.
Still
I really
cool.
do.
Yeah,
miss it.
I got a bunch of Halo books sitting around here too. I do have to read at some point, so I feel like video game
Nice.
books are hard to read because it just makes me want to play the game. But
Right?
um,
Can't say I've ever done that. Do you have the Cold Protocol?
no,
Okay, it's at my mom's house. I'm gonna send it to you.
like it's a
It's
Halo
sitting on
book.
a shelf doing
I've
nothing.
never heard of it actually.
Yep.
The Cold Protocol.
It deals with the flood.
Okay, it must be a newer one.
No, I got it in like 2008.
What? It's called the Cold Protocol.
Cole, C-O-L-E.
Oh, COLE, the Cold Pro. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I know more like the ones that are like there's the Flood and Harvest, Forward onto Dawn. There's a few like ones with like Halo 4, but I don't know. I'm not. I'll have to
Yeah,
check
no,
out that
I
one.
will have to send this to you because I'm not gonna read it.
No, dude, you should hold on to it. No worries. Have some Halo stuff. Unless you're never ever gonna read it. I don't know.
I'm never gonna read it.
Fair enough.
I should.
I have a book on Zelda. I have a Zelda book. Like it's like a manga that I should get into.
Nice.
But again, then I just want to play Zelda. So
We here have I bought them for my girlfriend. There's a 3 collection set and they're like encyclopedias.
Mhm.
So I got her the one on there's equipment, creatures, and world. And I got her one on equipment, I think. It's like literally all the equipment you can think of. It's just like thick encyclopedia.
that's sick.
Yeah, she likes it. I need to buy the other 2. They're very cool.
Yeah, books are fun. I prefer video games and movies. I like visual stuff, but
I do too.
yeah,
That's just how we be, you know?
yeah. I guess it hasn't been like too loud in chat, so
Yeah, it
I
was a
don't know,
good dry run.
yeah. I mean, I think it's good we started today at least just to try it out, and now I know what I can
Yeah.
kind of fix to get the ratio looking a little bit better. So
Yeah.
yeah, if I
Yeah.
can figure that out, then we'll be ready for next time. But yeah, that might actually like unless you have a bunch of
No, dude.
stuff.
This works. This is our first one that we did live, and it had some hiccups with my Wi-Fi and my frame drops, but I think it was really good. I think it was good for us. I like the setup we're doing here. I really dig this.
Nice.
And I know some of the guys that we are in community with want to listen to it, so it's like, you know, I think it works.
Yeah, it's just hit or miss on the first try because I don't know what I'm doing. I always stream through like OBS with my Xbox and have stuff going, so I'm not used to like a just chatting stream. So we'll see how it goes next time. But thanks for watching, everybody, on YouTube as like a post recording. Always appreciate that, and we'll always remember our roots on old YouTube for sure. And we'll probably just post them each time we do one of these. So nothing will change on that side of things.
Yeah, but we make it work, you know?
Yep. Deathbase just came into the chat, and yes,
he caught the
he
end.
caught the end. Yeah.
Sorry,
unless he has questions, if you have questions, you can go ahead or comment or anything.
If you got any gaming questions?
We talked about just about everything today, so just filling in that air.
Nintendo. Oh no, he's on the spot now.
On the spot. Actually, while we're here and he's thinking, if you haven't followed yet, and you're on YouTube or Twitch or wherever you are right now listening to this as a post recording, follow Deathbase12 on Twitch. Honestly, he has been so cool in our community. He's a goon. He gifts so many subs and he's so supportive. He always brings the hype, and he doesn't stream too often, but when he does, I'm really excited for the next one he does. So yeah, twitch.tv/Deathbase12. Base is BASS.
Looks like a fish, but it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I think that's it for our first podcast that we did live. Really positive. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
and
it was really fun.
For the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace out.
Peace.